So, are you ready, ladies? First of all, congratulations, because it's a big, huge leap, and it's a huge life transition to start your job and have a plan at least to. Okay, yeah, thank you, Sally. So, um, it's a big life transition, and it has to be treated accordingly. I mean, there needs to be safety and strategic approach to this transition. And I don't actually like all this, jump or leap and everything will happen, just trust in yourself kind of thing. It doesn't always work because we are adults, we have families to support, like, children. We need to pay for our costs. So sometimes we don't have someone who will support us financially, or we don't want to be a burden, right? So anyway, congratulations to joining me today. And first of all, congratulations to making this decision to start your business. So first, more about me for some of you who maybe don't know me. I'm a business startup coach, and I help aspiring and newbie entrepreneurs to start and grow their business and do it in a safe way, because I'm also a emotional healer and soul mentor, and I like to help people focus on their genius and free their genius from this emotional trauma, limiting beliefs, etc., and help them shine their genius in their business. I like both parts of me because I like to help both with strategies. I have 19 years in finance, with 5 last years as a CFO in big multinational company. Natalia knows me from my, maybe not personally, but we worked in the same company. So also I would like to mention that I'm an astrology and law of attraction fan, and then like to incorporate all that stuff in my work. And enough about me, let's talk about you. So if you see on the left side of the slide, this is a picture of Andy Dufresne from Shawshank Redemption. Do you know the movie? Please message me, say yes if you know what I'm talking about. It's an amazing movie. I love it. And yeah, it's a bit too dramatic for our story here, right? We don't need that our story to be so dramatic. But there is a good thing that we can learn from we can learn from him. It's his attitude, it's his strategy, and yeah, if you join today, you want to be like him. You want to have a step-by-step, multi-step strategy to exit and to create this up-leveling, because starting a business, it's up-leveling, and you are right now on the verge of up-leveling your life. Because being in the corporate, even on the top executive position, is not the same as owning your business and being your own boss. Say yes if you agree. And of course, you crave for more freedom, either of self-expression or just being your own boss, and having a free schedule, embracing your uniqueness. Because ladies, yeah, we're ladies, and corporate world is a bit too masculine. And we can't always focus on our greatness, on our uniqueness, on our talents. And sometimes we need to not sometimes, or most of the time, we need to meet expectations. And people usually expect us to change. And you are the type of person who is independent thinker and high achiever, and who wants to create life on her own terms and shine and enjoy life, because life is about enjoying, not serving, not only serving. Yes, and if it's serving, but serving your purpose, not someone else's goals, not making someone else rich and richer every day. So also you want to create this safe transition. That's why I'm showing this picture of a lady crossing the bridge, and I love this bridge. It's wooden and it looks solid. Yes, it's in the forest, but it looks solid. So let's move on. So why an exit strategy is crucial to have? Yeah, I mentioned it already, that it's a life transition. and it's up leveling. And being entrepreneur is different. It's different, and it takes time to start and grow your business because you need to learn new skills, right? You will need to learn new skills. Even if you're starting your business in the same area you had your corporate job, you know, taking the responsibility for your life, for your results, and doing everything yourself at the beginning, of course, as a solopreneur, doing the customer service, you know, taking responsibility for some parts like financial reporting, even accounting, all this stuff. You are the boss. It is also difficult. It is fun, but it's also difficult. So it will take time to learn to do it your way, to do it effectively, and find your market and understand yourself, because all of your life you were conditioned to meet expectations, as I mentioned before. And in your business, it's more about you. It takes time actually to learn who are you and who you want to serve and what niche you want to work in. So also to learn some new skills, right? Marketing. Even if you will outsource something later on, you will need to learn to understand things like how are you going to market yourself, what is your brand, and things like this. Also, commitment. You will need to take commitment. If you could allow yourself being lazy, maybe because you know you clock in, clock out in your corporate job, and then you leave your office and you are free. You can do whatever you want, and sometimes it's mind-numbing activities. Let's be honest, right? Please respond. Do you agree? If it's mind-numbing activities, most of the time after your job, and sometimes it's things like entertainment. You know, you focus most of the time after your work because you are stressed so much, and then need to jiggle all this with family and responsibilities and things like this. So that's why you need a commitment. And yeah, when you're tired, especially doing it both at the same time, your business and your work, especially at the beginning. So there is need for support. When I mean support, it's also professional type of support of people who already did it, who can share their experience and knowledge, but also emotional type of support, because we need to be surrounded with new people, with new types of people who get us, who get what we're talking about. You know, trying to share what you're experiencing in your business with people who are from your corporate past, it's, you know, it doesn't always help. They don't understand you. They want to talk about, you know, whining and complaining about their boss, and you don't want to maybe take part in these conversations anymore. So, and also need to heal the past. I'm talking from my own experience. I could find my purpose, and I could finally find my business idea after I healed my past. Because I tried to start business before, and you can find it on my blog, on my website. I started a retail type of business and it didn't work. I managed to close it without a huge financial loss, and I managed to recover, but also the healing journey I started opened up for me who I am and what do I really want and what is my zone of genius as well. So if you don't have an exit strategy, as I said, from my past experience and from several clients I worked with experiences, everyone who started something, like just they took a leap, started something that was easy on top of the mind, and they thought, if other people are doing it, then I can do it as well. And they started this business, or they started something still in their job, and they chose something like investment heavy or something not in their zone of genius, or didn't have proper strategies, or invested a lot in programs and coaches that actually were not a good fit for them. You know, it leads to a lot of unnecessary spendings, and it's not what we want, right? One of my clients actually ended up with a huge debt, and now he had to return to his job and also do a lot of, and it was a huge pressure for his new business startup when he finally found his idea and zone of genius. So have you heard about people who started the business and then, you know, yo-yo entrepreneurship type, when you start and then you close it and you maybe even file bankruptcy and then you go back to your job and you feel even more angry? This type of, we don't want to create this type of stories. Yeah, a lot of people who become successful, they had past failures, and yeah, we can learn from failures, but let's not make it a financial burden type of, you know, huge failure. And we need to be clear in our steps, and we need to create this safety net. So even if there are small failures in direction, there is not much financial consequences from that. We don't want this. So when you do have an exit strategy, usually it's not one step. Yeah, I want to talk about strategy because it's multi-step. And don't expect from yourself that you will leave your job, you will start your business, and in 1 month you will have paying clients and the same kind of income you had. Or if you hear this in advertising on internet somewhere, don't trust. It takes time. Even online businesses, it takes time. 6 to 12 months for some. I heard about even 2 years for some people to start earning money they used to earn in their corporate job. We don't know your story. Maybe you will be more successful from the get-go, but that's why we need to create an exit strategy, a smooth transition. You need to have a clarity before you take the leap. So before you exit your job, you have time to experiment, understand what is your strength, what is your business idea, narrow down your niche, and you know, have a focus and clear understanding. It's my thing. That's what I didn't do in my first business, and I didn't have clarity. I thought I would like it. I thought it's my passion, but also passion is not always the answer. Passion and purpose are two different things, and we can apply our zone of genius to our passion, but you know, we can be multi-passionate, and not every type of passion you have is your business and your purpose. So high motivation. That's why you need clarity and focus. You need to understand what will motivate you, and that's why I talk about zone of genius. It's your zone when you are always motivated. It's your zone when you always understand and want to serve and want to give value. It's this kind of thing that you want to do, even if you are not paid, but you want to be paid, of course. So are you with me? Are you with me? Please let me know. So you want a steady and sustainable business growth. Sustainable business growth is only possible when there is a strong foundation. Strong foundation. And at the beginning, it's not financial. That's why you need to have your financial savings, and I will talk about it later. But yeah, you need time and freedom to create, to be creative and understand yourself and create this strong foundation for your business. That's why it's good to start it while you are still in your job. And yeah, you need confidence. To have a confidence, usually part of it comes from our psychology. Part of it comes from the knowledge. When you have knowledge, and you need to learn new skills, as I mentioned before, right? When you have knowledge how to do things, when you have clear strategy, it gives you confidence as well. Also, confidence can come from people support, from people who already walked that path, right? And who shared the experience with you. So that's why we don't need fear, panic, frustration. It's not a good state to start a big life transition. So smooth transition from employee to entrepreneur. It's a leap, not only a leap, it's a up leveling. you are stepping up in your life. So you need to understand, you need to be on a higher vibration that you used to be in your corporate career, even if you were in an executive job and you took responsibility for big parts. There is, kind of part of hiding behind the brand of the company, hiding behind the values of the company. And in your business, you will talk about your values, your choices of people to work with, your vision, and you will need to share a lot of you. Do you agree? So it takes time to actually be ready to open up and have something to talk about. What is your passion? Who are the people you are passionate to help, and things like this. So I'm talking more about service type of business, how to start a service type of business. Yeah, I agree, Sally. It takes time. So we don't want to, stop ourselves and have it as an excuse, but we need to be realistic, right? So let's move on to juicy stuff now. How to create your exit strategy. Of course, every kind of business you're starting and every situation is unique and different. But I've outlined 4 parts that you need to have a focus on to create this exit strategy, to create this safe bridge, step-by-step, multi-step kind of bridge. So first, is this clarity in your vision? What is your business idea? What are your goals? What are you trying to achieve by leaving your corporate career? And when I talk about vision, it's also your motivation. There are a lot of people, and it happened to me in my past. I was craving for freedom, and I started my first business that I had to close, that didn't work for me, because I wanted to escape. So I had a negative motivation. I wanted to run away. I wanted to escape. I wanted freedom, and I didn't want to work a lot, long hours, because I was too tired. So it was negative type of motivation. Also, I didn't feel validated. I was tired of having my values compromised and things like this. So a lot of passive, type of passive aggressive type of emotions that led me to make this decision. And it's not the best motivation to start. I want to tell you, you want to be fueled by your motivation. You want to be, it has to be your driving force for the future. Yeah, I understand, ladies. Yeah, I agree. And it's the first reason why you start your business. It can be a reason, but it doesn't have to be your motivation to start your business. So you need to motivate from your future vision, as opposed to your past negative experience. You are going to transition, you are going to change your life, you are going to up level. That's why you need to more focus on the future vision you create for yourself. What kind of lifestyle do you want to create with this business? If you don't change this underlying subconscious and conscious motivation, then you will create the same. Yeah, I knew people that started their businesses, especially a lot of offline businesses. It's another job for them. They hate it even more than they used to hate their corporate job, because it's too difficult. They now do everything on their own. They can't delegate maybe, or they hire people that don't, they can't motivate them because they don't have a vision. They can't manage their vision with these people. And these people are now rebelling against them like they used to rebel against their boss. So can you imagine what they created? It's not something that you can be aspired to. And you don't have to. Be clear. Yeah, think about Natalia. Think about it and focus on your future vision you want to create. Don't focus on what you're escaping from. It's rather what you want to create, how you envision your future life, and how do you see yourself creating and expressing yourself in your business, and what value are you going to give to people that you help, because every business, if you are starting business, of course, every business is solving problems, and you will need to communicate it, right? So second is the big thing, financial support plan. I will talk about it in details later. It's obvious. So business startup plan. When I talk about business startup plan as a part of your exit strategy, is the part of things that you could start doing while you are in your corporate job. Yeah, you have limited time if you're working full time, so you need to be clear and understand how to build your foundation before you escape from your job. And last but not least is mindset. It's a huge mindset shift, I'm telling you, because it's totally different to be an entrepreneur rather than being a corporate employee. Even if you are an executive and a top manager, you are still an employee. You are part of the bigger team, big machine, and you are doing things you are told to do in your corporate job, even if you are in a leadership position. Yeah, it's massive, I agree. So let's move on to details. Can you see the slides? Let's talk more about our vision. I'm sharing here a small table, a tool that helped me with my clarity. Actually, it's not a secret. I learned it from a coach who is law of attraction coach. And this tool helps you create, there's a law of deliberate creation as well. And this tool helps you with clarity. So first column is called contrast. It's things that you hate, basically. You don't like and you don't want to have anymore in your life. So this tool helps with every transition you have in your life, because sometimes we don't know what we want, but we are very clear of what we don't want. And in this case, this tool helps you to understand what you want. You just fill in 5 deal breakers, things that you don't want in your new life, in your new lifestyle, and in your business. Things you hated in your corporate job that you don't want to have anymore. And against each line, you then come up with your clarity. Things that you do want, because I'll explain you. Subconsciously, we are given this experience of not liking things, having negative experiences, to actually start thinking and wanting and desiring and then deliberately creating things that we know we want from our soul, from our purpose, from our passion. And sometimes we start something without clarity. We didn't deliberately create it. We just, we were moving with the flow, or I don't know, someone was making decisions for us. Yeah, it happens many times. Or you were maybe driven by your fears rather than by your passions or purpose, and you joined the company, and then things started happening, and then you started hating things. So that's when you start tapping into who you really are and understanding what you really want from your life. So this tool helps you tap into this inner heart desires of your soul. So do you understand how this tool works? Please let me know. I don't see anything happening in the chat box. Ladies, do you hear me? Yeah, it's a very practical tool. Yeah, I'm happy you understood, and I will try to share the slides together with the recording, so you have it and to use it, or you can make a note right now. It's a small table. You can have 5 to 7 lines of the contrast and be specific. So this will help you clarify what you want from your business and new life as an entrepreneur. And then it will help you motivate from this future vision of life you're creating, and business as part of this new life. So Purpose is something big, and I will tell you that you were serving your purpose anyway. Maybe you didn't understand, and but you were doing it anyway. And we have, multiple purposes. So, but you need to understand the purpose of your business for you in your life. What purpose are you serving? And choose one passion for this purpose, something that is, lighting you up the most right now. Yeah, you can have a list of passions, but you should choose one that is more relevant to you right now in your life. It might change down the road, but it's not a problem for the beginning. Right now, you are more passionate in one area than in others. So even if you're multi-passionate, you can list all of them and find something common in these passions. And if, ladies, you took part in my 7-day challenge to find your zone of genius and come up with your genius statement as a foundation for your business idea, you know what I'm talking about. Adele took part and she came up with a beautiful genius statement. And if you didn't take part, you can sign up on my website. It's free, you can use it, and it's 7-day, and you come up with this genius statement that covers both purpose and passion. And yeah, thank you, Adele, for recommending it. It's very helpful. Self-work, but also I created a Facebook group to help you go through and hold your hand in the process, because I understand that it's a self-work and it's a deep kind of work, and yeah, it might take time. And also I found that once I've created it, I actually did it again together with people in the group, and I found a lot of value from doing it again. Oh, thank you, Adele. Yeah, I'm glad that you felt much confident and you had clarity and you had all your brilliance in one statement, as I call it. So next one big thing, big part of the vision is your target market. It's more also, it overlaps with the business side of things, business side of the strategy. But, I think part of it relates to vision. It's who do you want to spend most of the time with? Because probably one of the reasons why you want to escape from your corporate job is the people that were surrounding you. Maybe you were not quite inspired with these people because maybe you were not on the same page. Maybe you didn't share the same passions. Maybe it's not the type of people you want to work with. And I would go this direction by choosing and having clarity of people you want to be surrounded. What are these type of people when choosing your target market? Yes, there are people who you can be most helpful to with your skills, but also choose the people who you would enjoy spending time, who you would enjoy helping, who you would enjoy seeing results, etc. So, do you agree? It's all part of the exit strategy. Yeah, we can call it a transition strategy, of course. So, financial support. Yeah, I love this part. As a financial lady, I'm, kind of more on the intuitive side. I struggle a little bit on describing all this personal finances part because after 19 years in this area, some parts are automatic and you don't analyze them, and it's hard to share this knowledge. But I think some things are really obvious. Savings buffer, you do need it. You do need to learn save money. You do need to learn manage your money, because entrepreneurs are people who are business oriented. Yes, you will serve your purpose, you will help people, but also the purpose of your business is to earn profits, and you can't avoid it. You need to learn manage your money in your life. And as a solopreneur who will pay yourself, it's important to track your money. So this exercise of tracking your actual spendings is really helpful, and I think, not think, I actually recommend to implement it as a daily practice in the new habit if you don't have it. So, who of you tracks your spendings? Let me know. Are there any of you who track their spendings every day? Yeah, good. Good. So you know your monthly spendings, and knowing your past spendings and knowing it in deep, very detailed way will help you create your 6 to 12 months savings plan. Then you need to commit to this savings plan and do it as the first thing from your paycheck. Since you know your spendings, you know which part of your paycheck right now in your corporate job can go to savings. You can do it first thing and then commit to being in budget for your other necessary spendings monthly right now in your current life. And I would recommend to open a new bank account, a separate savings buffer account. And I think this habit is also a good one for your business already, because when you start earning money from your business, or if you are doing it already, it's good to have savings buffer, because sometimes in business you want to invest and make decisions, out of scarcity. Sometimes people tell you, never to be repeated again type of offer, and you need it, or without this offer you will never succeed type of offers. And if you have savings buffer and if you're committed to update it and always have it, then sometimes it's good to have these offers and use it. Or sometimes, if you are more committed to save and to be more practical with your investment decisions in your business, then you will say no when you need to. Okay, I think everything is understood about savings buffer. 6 to 12 months is recommended, but actually I would say that most of people claim that once they change their lifestyle, they had less spendings because they worked from home, because they drive less, because they changed habits and they don't want to focus on all this, what I call excessive entertainment, things that had to sweeten up your bitter pill, because, I used to have this habit of shopping for expensive shoes, and I don't need all of them, and I even need less clothes, I spend much less right now than I used to spend in my corporate job. Also, yeah, you need this safety. Yes, you need to be creative and have this freedom to create from your creative space again, rather than stressing about money or having food on your table for your children and things like this. So this is essential, and I think no one will argue with having a savings buffer. Another thing I recommend is a bridging job. So if you feel too stressed in your corporate job and you can't have it both at the same time, like you are too frustrated, you just are too fed up, and it takes too much of your energy, and you feel too drained to actually have both at the same time, find a part-time job. I think also part of entrepreneurship mindset is finding opportunities and learning to negotiate. So maybe you can negotiate telecommuting or working from home or doing a part-time with your current company. Or maybe you can find these opportunities because maybe in the past you didn't look in this direction. Or maybe you can find some freelance options already in your zone of genius. Yes, it will be doing the work for someone else, but still it will be doing the same thing you will do in your business. And maybe you will even pay very well. Maybe it's not the same type of income you had in your corporate job, but still it will take off some of the pressure. So in your financial part of the telecommuting is working from home, from distance. A lot of companies agree right now that you work from home through the computer or through the video chat meetings rather than go to office. And it saves time, and of course you need to be more organized. But yes, I think it saves time, it gives more freedom, and I think it's less stressful. You are still busy a certain number of hours, but you can optimize your schedule and, also start becoming your own boss in a way. So maybe sometimes it's changing to downshifting a little bit in your position. If you are in a leadership position, for example, you can go to for example, I was a CFO, I could go to a financial analyst and do it through telecommuting. In some companies, it's allowed because most part of the financial analysis type of work is not from office, it's more computer-based and not people-based. So I'm giving examples, it can be different for everyone. But yeah, maybe it will not cover all your lifestyle, but then comes the next recommendation is optimize your expenses. As I mentioned that there are unnecessary spendings, you have. Everyone does. Yeah, some, uncontrolled type of spending. So things that you don't use, you buy or you don't use. Or for example, some maybe you have multi-channel subscriptions for TV and you don't watch TV, then why you should pay for it? Or for example, you subscribe to some expensive type of fitness club, all-inclusive type of annual subscription, and you barely visit it, or you go twice a week and you don't have more time to visit it. So what's the point of having this annual type of subscription, which is expensive? And usually there are always options. You can replace some costs with lower cost options, and of course simplify lifestyle and change habits, because you used to do things in your lifestyle of being in the corporate business. Some of your habits were actually impacted by people surrounding you, and maybe when you work from home, or maybe you move to freelance type of job, or telecommuting or part-time job, then you will see that your lifestyle changes, and you can change some habits and some spending habits as well. Also, since it's a big life transition, ask for family or partner support. If you are a breadwinner and some people have uncontrolled spendings and you are allowing it, for example, ask for their support that for the time being, like 1 year or 1.5 years, you need their understanding, and you will not limit them for something important, but maybe some unimportant things can be postponed to a later time, because it's an important period for you to be focused doing both things at the same time. And to have it safe, yeah, you need to be supported. You need understanding. And it's a lot of communication and, yeah. Do I understand what I'm talking about? Yeah, for example, if your partner loves beer and you're paying for everyone, you don't have to pay for daily beer, for example. Yeah. So let's move on from financial support part. Yeah, right, Sally. Thank you. Prioritize. Yes, prioritize your dream. How does it sound? So business startup. Startup part, I'm not purely business oriented, but I love to help people start their business. And there are things that you actually can implement while doing it together with your corporate job. And as I mentioned before, it's building strong foundations. And there are things that you want to do before you leave your job, because, with a change of lifestyle, you will have maybe less opportunities, less communication, less offline contacts, etc. And maybe you will become a hermit, close in your home office. But when you are still in your corporate job, there are more opportunities to grow your network. People who joined Ivy League colleges in US claimed that they paid these high fees for joining these colleges and universities, not only to get the knowledge, because they can get knowledge much cheaper, right? It's for the network, it's for connections. And they paid this high fee to enter certain circles and to have this, to build their network between all this, successful, business-oriented, result-oriented, ambitious type of people, high intelligence type of people. So we can learn from them and do it on the, how do you call it? Do it before leaping and before leaving your job. Start doing it. Use every opportunity to grow your network. Do it a strategical way. You know, if you already worked on your clarity of your business idea and you have now clarity of people you want to serve, you can start connecting these people. Use your corporate network to find these people, or maybe some network events you have at your job, or you maybe know some people at your job who you have a good relationship with, who know other people, etc. Network in entrepreneurship is a crucial thing. It's a big thing, and it will help you do things smart way, not hard way. And of course, apply lean startup principles. Tash Corbin, my coach, is teaching about lean startup, and other people as well. So basically, it's earn before investing. You don't need to purchase $10,000 type of programs when you're starting up. You can have first clients, and you can incoming cash before you start spending, before you start investing. You don't need expensive website to have your first clients. You don't need to invest in an expensive photo shoot to have your first clients. You don't need to pay for expensive graphic design of business cards or whatever graphic design to have your first clients. Start from your network. I shared the way I started and had my first clients in my article, and I will quickly share right now as well. My article is in my blog on my website, so you can find it. So I learned the healing technique, and I met a lot of people while this healing journey, and I loved the process and connections I was building, and I loved these people I was meeting in these trainings and communications I had with them, and those were very interesting people. So I started building networks through these people. And when I had a certification on my healing technique, I reached out to a lady who was an owner of a yoga center. So I thought that, first of all, she's interested in personal development. She's already a fan of my mentor in healing, and she knew her, and she was interested already. And also, she had a client base in her yoga center. So I chose a strategical connection to start with. I reached out to her and offered my service for free if she recommends 3 people, and also if she gives a feedback, and also to have kind of a practice and to learn from the experience. And it was a mutual agreement, and we both learned from it, and we both had a benefit from this. So after that, I was busy almost for a year, because she recommended a couple of ladies from this yoga center, and then those ladies recommended others, and then it continued. Of course, in my first year, I didn't have a clarity who do I want to work with, but I started already seeing, through experience, I started seeing who I enjoyed working with and which area, and who not so much. So I'm giving an example how I easily started without any investment, and I had I'm still having new people coming in from the referral basis from this action. I started from one lady, and some people are already fifth or sixth level, and they don't even know that first lady. So it can work. So paid referral system is I paid for her 3 people she referred with my healing session or coaching session, and because she was interested and she needed help, and it was also a transition period for her. She was an empty nester and she was trying to find her purpose other than being a housewife. So in some cases, if people are interested in your service, you can pay with your service, or in some cases you can offer monetary payment, kind of paying money. So for example, the people they referred pay you, and then you pay a commission to this person who referred their friends. It depends on the type of service you offer, but it works. And I know a lot of people started their business with this technique. Also, another way to start having free clients is to reach out to an entrepreneur, for a successful entrepreneur with a business, and offer them your service for free. Of course, it should be limited, and you will get a testimonial, and if they like, they can hire you to do this job for them. And of course, for this strategy to work, you need to first ask them, what do they struggle with? What are their challenges? So it's kind of also doing a market research. And there are a lot of entrepreneurs who maybe don't have time to focus and understand that maybe to look for the person who could help them with some part of their work. But if you proactively reach out, maybe they will be glad to hire you, and especially if some part of the service is for free for you to experience and try, then they will be glad, and you will have a loyal client already if you build this relationship, if you help and if you respond to their needs. No one will reject you because you are helping them. These strategies I'm sharing if you don't have consistent clients, like first type of clients yet. And these type of clients you could already have while still having your corporate job, because it will not be a huge type of work. For example, some online, if you're starting online, you could also post requests for market research, start from market research, and give your free service in return. It's also mutual help. You will have testimonials, referrals, and hopefully if they loved working with you, they will hire you for your paid service. I'm talking about this if you haven't started yet, or if you're not having clients yet, because online strategies such as building funnels and blogging and posting and giving interviews on podcasts, etc., might take time as well. For some people, depending on your target market, it takes up to 6 months for lead time, because people will follow you, people will read you or listen to you, but they will not make a purchasing decision right from the start. Are you with me? Do you agree? And please share, are you having clients already or not? So how do you find the strategies I shared? These are beginning type of strategies, of course. Okay, so yeah, I'm glad it was helpful. Yeah, thank you. So let's move on. And of course, I recommend to get support. Yeah, did I mention to build relationship and do content marketing on free social media? It doesn't take any investment. it's a lot of work, but yeah, you can't expect to have clients from your first get-go. Yeah. So for support, if you can't afford, of course, I recommend to hire a coach. You will have quicker results, and people will share their experience. And it's not only their own experience; it's experience of their clients. So can you imagine what volume of knowledge and experience and nuances and tips and tricks they have? Because at the beginning, it's all about experimenting and finding and trying and testing and course correction, because maybe what you started with will change a little bit once you will start working with people, once you will start doing market research, interviews, and understanding the challenges of people. So things will change, and you need this support, because at some points you will not know how to change what is not working. Because yeah, of course, you learned a lot from some programs you purchased and from freebies, and then you implemented and you didn't have conversions, and how do you know what didn't work? And in moments like this, it's good to have a support. So sometimes it's group coaching, and usually group coaching programs are less expensive, and there are very affordable ones. And also one advantage of joining a group coaching is, there are other people in this group, and you will have support from these people, and you will support each other, and maybe you will find first clients as well through this group, and you will share your journey, and it's such a beautiful connection, and having this understanding of going through the same steps, going through the same difficulties and learning, I think it's very good. And yeah, maybe you will not always get support, one-on-one support from the coach who teaches this group coaching, but doing it in a group dynamic is also very good thing to experience. Sometimes it's mastermind, and there are a lot of free masterminds. If you do research on Facebook groups, you will find people who are more or less on the same level as you, and you can find people who are a couple of steps ahead of you. And of course, if you are a good fit for this mastermind group, then you will learn a lot from these ladies. And or maybe it's mixed group, of course. So and of course, we're talking about lean startup and investing as you go, and not spending too much at the beginning stage. But still, I think there are things that you could outsource, since you are doing it both at the same time with your corporate job. You could start thinking about outsourcing things that drain you. The first thing I outsourced was video editing for my 7-day challenge, because I found a local lady who was at the beginning stage, and she didn't charge much, and it wasn't expensive, but it was a huge help. I would spend, I don't know, 2 weeks maybe, and I would feel angry because it's not my zone of genius, and it's not what I want to focus my time on. I wanted to focus more on helping clients, not, editing videos and wasting my time actually and energy. So sometimes you can start thinking about budget ways to outsource things that you are not good at or not strong at, and you don't want to focus on it. It's unnecessary type of hustle. But yeah, focus on your zone of genius. That's my main message here. So we're good to go. We don't have much time left, actually. So mindset. I will not stop a lot and on mindset, but that's the main thing I help with. Most of all, when you're at the startup phase, it's not always, you are not always ready for emotional roller coaster, as people talk about it. And people usually afraid of learning curve and failures. And I call it, okay, Sally. Yeah, Sally had to go. So thank you for being here anyway. So I don't call it failure. If this failure didn't bring huge financial consequences, it's a learning curve, and it's a stepping stone. So focus on adding value, and always think, by Sally. So always think about how you could add value, how you could help. So this is the huge mindset shift. Instead of what I will get from this, more focus on how could I add value, how I could help, what I could give. And also focus on your creativity rather than survival mode of how will I pay my bills, etc. It needs work. It needs additional work to focus on this, to shift your mindset every morning. Focus on what I'm going to create, how I'm going to serve, rather than how am I going to pay my bills. And I thought, with my financial part of the exit strategy, we covered that part, that you need to feel financially safe to be in this creative mode rather than survival mode. Of course, you need more self-acceptance, self-love, self-worth, self-confidence, and self-respect. These are things that I help with to my clients, and I'm showing here the response to change curve. Have you seen it before, that every time we go through a change, we always go this, downward type of curve of emotional roller coaster? And yeah, you need flexibility. You need to be ready to course correct and to change. If some strategy didn't work, just let it go and start a new one. Come up with a new one, learn from mistakes, and be ready to change. Don't be stuck with something that didn't work for you. It's a big part of being ready to let go of things, or let go of strategies or plans that you maybe put your heart into, but it didn't work. So you need to be ready to go with that. Yeah, I forgot about abundance. It's a huge one. So it's a big difference for entrepreneurs, is to come up from the abundance state rather than scarcity. Huge topic, but there are thousands of opportunities, and you will find something that will work for you. But focus on this abundance of opportunity. There's abundance for everyone. Financial. Yeah, I agree, Adele, that don't hang on to mistake just because it took you a long time to make it. Yeah. And also don't be stuck with your past wins as well, because sometimes what makes you stuck, maybe some things that led to your career growth, but don't be attached to it. No, Natalia, I didn't see Abundance Code film, but yeah, it's a huge topic. I just wanted to draw your attention on this. It's always come from your abundance state. And yeah, get support. It's a big part of my work. I do healing work. Yes, please share the link, of course, Natalia. Thank you. And so we need to move. So your exit strategy here, I basically summarize what I talked about. It's 4 parts: vision, financing, business, and mindset. And we covered all parts, and there are different parts, and you need to come up with your strategy 360 from covering different parts of it. Both future, which is your business, your past and healing past, and working on your mindset and shifting it to a positive entrepreneurship type of mindset, and also having the backup plan or savings buffer also. So it has to be covered. When it's a transition, you need to cover both your past and future and present. That's what I was going to talk about today, and hope it was valuable. So, of course, please ask your questions. And while you type your questions, I will share my offer with you. So this is only for people who signed up to my webinar. I'm offering a safe escape to our strategy session. Or, of course, on the webinar, I was talking about the general information, but every situation is unique, and there are different details, and businesses are different. So I'm offering this Safe Escape tailored for you type of strategy that we will work together. Also 30-minute follow-up in 2 weeks included. And here's the link. Thank you, David. Here's the link to schedule, and both paid through Acuity scheduling. If you want to have this Safe Escape strategy, this price will be available till tomorrow evening only, and it will not be repeated again. So normal price is $197 US, and for participants only, it's $99 for 2 hours. I think it's a great value. 2 hours for $100 or $99, and we will create your Safe Escape, a very detailed strategy. And also I can help you with some mindset, and my big part of the work I do is healing and recovering resourceful states. And maybe if you want to chat about it, just email me, message me, and I will share how I can help you, and what is this healing work if you are maybe curious. Because I think a lot of people get wounded emotionally in the startup phase, and a lot of times it's fears and worries that are stopping people from focusing on their business, doing it, and moving from their corporate job to their business. And that's what I'm really passionate to help, to give you the direction and strategy, and also to help you with your emotional state. It's my zone of genius, and I'm really passionate to help people like you who already started their business and who want to change their life. So this is my offer. Questions, ladies? If you don't have questions right now, or maybe you will have them later, please, you are always welcome to message me, connect me either through email, or you can message me on Facebook. Thank you, ladies, for joining. So we will finish right now. Thank you, Adele. Yeah, I'm glad you liked it. Okay. Thank you for joining me today, and hope you will create your safe transition from your corporate job to your business. And we will see you shining bright in your business. Thank you, ladies, and we will finish now.